up, my little tattletales? How y'all doing today? Well, if you are Tory Lanez, actually anybody that literally ever believed that bald-headed leprechaun, he just had y'all out here looking real stupid in court. Y'all, what am I talking about? Tory Lanez team has admitted that Meg Thee Stallion, one, was shot. Two, remember all those lies that academics and everybody was spreading about the DNA and the gunshot residue? Yeah, the prosecution came out the gate and said that both of them tested positive for gunshot residue. But like any BA ninja does, right? Tory, their team isn't arguing. We're going to get into all this because we have the receipts. This is opening arguments. I'm following this trial to the pits of hell. And baby, I'm not slowing down because I've been waiting, sitting on ready. Megan's attorney, Alex Sparrow, said he was coming with receipts, and baby, he bought the cash register with them. Y'all, let's get into this. First, let's talk about how Tory Lanez was out here lying to everybody, gaslighting everybody, had everybody tap dancing. Megan wasn't shot. It was glass fragments. You're gonna feel real stupid when the trial comes out. Let me tell you something. Opening arguments just happened. And I'm going to give you guys the details, but let me just give you the synopsis for the people in the back, not y'all, because I know y'all was writing, but this is for the people in the back. Tory's team is admitting that Megan was shot. They are not disputing the fact that Megan was shot. They're not disputing it. They're coming with an alternate reality. Their ultimate theory is that they want the jury to believe is that Megan was shot, but she wasn't shot by Tory. She was shot by KELSEY. Yeah, that's right. Megan's best friend, who they are, well, her ex-best friend, they can't stand each other now. She was shot by KELSEY. I repeat, they are saying and agreeing that Megan was shot. They are not arguing with the prosecution about that. They all agree Megan was shot. They are saying that it wasn't Tory, it was KELSEY who shot Megan. We'll get into that in a minute, but let's just take a moment to have a moment of silence for the dum-dums that were tap dancing to that bald-headed leprechaun about his lies. Let's also get into the gunshot residue. Remember how, and again, I get it. Tory, his team, including his lawyers, well, I don't want to say the lawyers, but I will say Tory's team was spreading misinformation. They were spreading misinformation wildly. The one person that was doing the most was academics, but it was all over Twitter. People that just looked at Megan and could just tell, I don't like her attitude. She needed to be humbled. Oh, I believe she was sleeping with Tory. Y'all gonna sit here and talk about internet rumors? Let's talk about the actual evidence. Since everybody wanted to talk about DNA evidence and them spreading misinformation. See, here's the thing, and this is what was actually presented in opening arguments by the prosecutor. Now, here's the thing with prosecutors. They usually keep everything close to their chest. These prosecutors came out the gate with the guns blazing, throwing all their evidence on the ground for everybody to see because Tory's team has been spreading misinformation. How? Well, I'll tell you, okay? The courthouse reporters have said that Tory's team says that Meg was shot. There were body cam evidence. There were pictures of the bullet holes in her feet, right? And when you think about it, let's just take a step back because this is just real good. I want to just delay in this, so let's just take it slow, okay? Right? The fact that people thought that Meg Thee Stallion, on the night that she had been drinking, everybody agrees, fooled doctors, fooled police, got fake medical records, and somehow got a whole UCLA hospital to either trick them or go along with a lie to falsify medical evidence was ridiculous, right? That she went all this way to fake a gunshot wound, but people on Twitter were believing it. Even that fake doctor's report that was being spread around Twitter saying it was gunshot wounds. But now we're in the court of law, and y'all kept saying you're gonna feel real stupid when the trial comes up. So baby, now we in the trial, and look at God's glory. Look at God's glory. Anyway, let's get into this, right? Tory's team, they both acknowledged Meg was shot. The prosecution and defense both acknowledged that Meg was shot. They both said they're not arguing the fact she was shot. They both agree. However, they are arguing whether Torey Lanez was the shooter. Megan is going to testify, and it's adamant she saw Torey Lanez fire. This is directly from the prosecution's mouth, opening statements. I'm going to be covering this trial. Torey Lanez attorney said that they plan to present the theory that Megan's former best friend, Kelsey Harris, could have fired the gun. That's right. They're saying that Kelsey somehow reached over that little leprechaun, grabbed the gun, and went bang, 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 and got Megan. Again, both sides agree that Megan the Stallion was shot. I want to keep seeing that because I want to see how y'all twist this. But let's get into what Kelsey, they're saying what Kelsey does. Also, Megan's adamant it was Tory. There is some fugazi thing going on that it was a jealous lover's quarrel and Megan's mad that Kelsey had her man and that's why she shot. First of all, let me say something, and this is no offense to Kelsey. The baby's a clout chaser. Tory Lanez is a clout chaser. Ben Simmons, I don't know much about him. However, you mean to tell me all three men had access to Meg Thee Stallion and they told her, Meg Thee Stallion, the hottest female rapper in the game with that face and that body, because she's not bad to look like. Neither's Kelsey, but Kelsey don't got Meg Thee Stallion's clout, right? And Tory Lanez is a clout chaser. You mean to tell me all three of them pushed aside and said, no, I want to be with Megan. I want to be a Kelsey. Maybe, but let me not get sidetracked, because that's an argument about who cares what she got. Okay, fine. Let's get back into this. So the thing is, Megan and Kelsey hate each other. They hate each other, okay? They hate each other. Why wouldn't Megan say, I don't know who shot me? And she could have got Tory and Megan on that trial. Because let me tell y'all something. Just because if we're all in a room and I get shot, legally, just because I didn't see who shot me, there was how many in the room? 3 of us in the room. I got shot. There's 2 other people. There's proof I didn't shoot myself. Both of you guys are going on trial, and you're expected to like turn on yourselves, be like, we know one of y'all did it. You have to tell. I think it's called in torts, res ista loquitur. It means the thing speaks for itself. It was something that was created in tort law when I think a sponge got sewn into somebody and the doctors, the nurses, everybody was covering. They brought the whole operating team in and said, all you guys are going to be liable for this unless somebody starts talking. Just because 2 people are in the room and committed a crime and nobody wants to say anything doesn't mean that nobody's charged with crime. It means you guys both go down until somebody starts talking. But anyway, let's get into this mess because it's good. But here's the best thing that I need to break down for everybody. I know I'm being sickening right now, but I've waited months to rub it in people's faces. So I'm going to rub this in. And this is in the court of law, y'all. I don't want to hear what you heard on Twitter. I don't want to hear what Tory's best friend said. I don't want to hear what goddamn academic said when he wasn't sitting there trying to. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear what's in court of law. And these are things that the prosecution and the defense is not disputing. Okay? Now let's get into this. You know why they said that? Because the defense was quick to point out that both Torey Lanez and Kelsey tested positive for gunshot residue because it travels in small spaces. Kelsey's due to testify for the prosecution. Now get this, you guys might be like, that's impossible, because they said, even the people that reported this said that Tory didn't test positive for DNA. To which I said, let me put y'all down the game, and this was the misinformation. DNA evidence is different than gunshot residue. And Tory let everybody think it was the same thing. DNA would be if you fired the gun and your skin or saliva or some type of bodily fluid or even your skin somehow was on the gun. So when they swabbed it for DNA, they found it on the gun. Guns don't have DNA, right? So it can't be on the humans. So it'd be some type of human particle that can be traced back to somebody was found on the gun. That's DNA evidence. Gunpowder residue is completely different. Gunpowder is what you have when you fire that bang, bang. You don't swab the gun for that. you swab the actual skin, and you can do it on the scene. It's literally the same way they swab you at the, you ever have to get your bags checked at the airport because you forgot to take out your lotion? Or was that just me, right? When you go into security and they're just like, do you mind if we open your bag? Yeah, go ahead. And then before they zip everything up, they wipe that cloth over your bag, and then they wipe your hands like really quick. They're swabbing for any type of explosive residue, gunpowder residue, whatever. You only have to swab, and when you swab, you put it in, and if it's positive, it turns a color. They both tested positive for gunshot residue. They both tested positive for gunshot residue. This is coming directly from the opening statements. This is not up to debate. You can argue with me in the comments all you want, baby. They still ain't changing reality, okay? That's why they are trying to pin it on KELSEY. KELSEY is due to testify for the prosecution, not because her and Meg are cool. They hate each other's guts, because it also came out that KELSEY went to visit Torey Lanez in prison, and Torey Lanez was apologizing for shooting Meg to KELSEY. How is this supposed to be your best friend and you're visiting this bald-headed ninja in prison while he is on the thing apologizing to you, telling you to tell Meg that he apologizes for what he did to her? Oh, it's not over. So again, KELSEY is testifying. She's on the prosecution thing, because if KELSEY did not testify, the prosecution would have bought gun charges against her. And don't tell me that abusive bald-headed leprechaun is riding out for KELSEY. He bought his 5-year-old son to trial for a trial that he knows he's guilty of. Don't tell me he's riding out for KELSEY. Anyway, right? Prosecutor Alexander Bott showed a visual of a series of text messages that Kelsey Harris sent Megan's bodyguard at 4:27 a.m., roughly 5 minutes after the shooting. That said, help, Tory shot Meg, 911. Kelsey sent these messages to the bodyguard. Again, Tory's people are saying it wasn't Tory, it was Kelsey. If it was Kelsey, Tory, why didn't you just say that? Why did you say that? You're not saying it because it's a GD lie. Now, Tory Lanez's lawyer, George whatever, said the case is about jealousy, suggesting the fight started because Megan was jealous of Kylie Jenner. He pushed the theory that Kelsey may have been the shooter and said no one beyond Megan heard Dance B. He also said Corey Gamble will testify. Now you might be wondering, where's this Dance B coming from? Well, I'm going to walk you through it. The prosecution case is pretty straightforward. Meg Thee Stallion will say Tory Lanez shot her. Kelsey Harris will say Tory Lanez is the shooter. Tory's apology voicemails and texts are tantamount to the confession. Alexander Bott, that is the district attorney. I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. It should have never happened and I can't change what I did. Tory Lanez allegedly texted Megan the day after the shooting. In a recording jail cell, Lane also was apologetic and said he was drunk at the time of the incidents. He was drunk at the time of the incidents. The DA says that things got heated between Megan and Tory in the car because Megan insulted his rap skills. Ironically, Tory made a record about the shooting later in 2020 and was far and away his worst received by critics. They didn't get again, they're trying to imply, the defense is implying that Kelsey shot Megan because they all agree that Megan was shot. They all accept that it's fact. Nobody's arguing it. If you guys don't know, in between when opening statements go and how a case goes, you can either accept, you can reject, or you can say, okay, that happened, but you can make an affirmative defense. Yeah, it happened, but. So you ate the cookies. Did you? Yeah, I ate the cookies. Okay, both people at trial, you don't argue that. Let's just say you're on trial for eating the cookies that were stolen, right? When the trial first starts, you can say, okay, here's a fact. And this happens in discovery and also when they set the trial thing, is what's going to be argued. Did you eat the cookies? No, I ate the cookies. All right, she ate the cookies. Did the prosecution and defense agree? We're not going to argue of that. We both agreed the cookies were eaten. Did you eat? You ate stolen cookies. I ain't stolen cookies. Okay, so that's what we're going to argue about. We're going to try to build cases to prove whether the cookies were stolen or not, because that's a point of contention. In this case, both prosecution and defense both agree that Megan was shot in the foot. They are just arguing over who shot. Kelsey, the only other person that could have shot her, is testifying for the prosecution, not because she's cool with Megan, they hate each other's guts, but she's testifying for the prosecution because the prosecution basically said, if Tory didn't shoot her, then you did, and we'll bring you up. And she said, no, it wasn't me. She's testifying that Tory was also the shooter. Tory's defense is not saying Kelsey was the shooter. Tory is saying that it could have been Kelsey. That's not going to fly. Y'all, that bald-headed leprechaun is going to be deported. That bald-headed leprechaun is going to be deported. It's going to be, he's going to be deported. He just is. He just is. I am saying this, right? Again, can somebody explain to me why they have text of Kelsey saying, help? Hold on, let's get back into this. Text of Kelsey saying, and I quote, help, Tory shot Meg, 911. Let's also not forget the opening arguments of, where is it? Hold on, let me find it. Oh, the opening arguments that DA Alexander Bott gave a solid opening statement aided by a PowerPoint presentation that included footage from police body cameras and photos of bullet wounds in Megan's feet. His first words to the jury was, dance, B. Dance, B. That's what the defendant said as he shot 5 rounds at the victim with an automatic firearm. As Bott made clear in his opening, prosecutor's view, Lanez's recorded phone call to Kelsey from jail is very solid evidence. They also have the text he sent Megan. Jurors got a glimpse into all of it in the opening, and both Bott and Tal will work with them in as evidence through the witness exams. Tory's lawyer, right, only has one defense. A neighbor who heard the gunfire and went out to his balcony says he'll testify he saw a woman in the back seat, Kelsey, approach the woman in the front seat, Megan, fighting. Woo! They're saying it's a case of jealousy. Y'all, listen, you can say what you want. It's all out there. What y'all got to say now? What y'all got to say now? Now it's not Tory, now it's Kelsey. Is Megan still being lying about her foot? Y'all really believe she somehow tricked UCLA doctors? This is UCLA hospital. Do you know how deep their pockets are and how they are not going to take a case for Meg Thee Stallion? But she fooled the hospital. She fooled police. She's fooled DA. She fooled all this stuff. Even Kelsey is testifying that Tory shot Meg. And y'all still don't want to believe it. Y'all, listen, I'm covering this trial. Make sure you turn your notifications on because I'm going to be having 11 videos about it in a day. But woo, y'all, this is a good day. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments and I will talk to you later. Bye.